COVID-19 vaccination phase 2 aiming senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities begins. Modi takes the first dose. Along with the rest of the country, Northeast sees advent of COVID-19 vaccination phase 2. Prime Minister addresses webinar on steps taken for agriculture sector in this year's union budget, says the country needs to focus on processing. In Mizoram, Chief Minister Zoramthanga presents Mizoram Budget 2021-22 worth over 10,000 crore. And in Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma inaugurates Tura Industrial Training Centre. A very good evening, viewers, and welcome to Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. I'm Changamla Thumra, and now the stories in details. The nationwide COVID-19 vaccination phase to cover senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities began today. The registrations for the vaccination opened at 9 this morning at www.cowin.gov.in. Citizens can register and book an appointment for vaccination anytime and anywhere using the CoWIN 2.0 portal or through other IT applications such as Arogya Setu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the first dose of vaccine at AIIMS, New Delhi today. Taking to his Twitter handle, Modi appealed to all those who are eligible for the second phase to avail the vaccine. He said, "Let us together make India COVID-19 free." The vaccine is being administered free of cost at 10,000 government hospitals, while at private vaccination centres, the cost will have to be borne by the people. Likewise, in Assam, in the second phase of COVID vaccination drive, citizens aged over 60 and above 45 having comorbidities received COVID vaccines at 7 government medical colleges in Assam, along with 6 private hospitals in Guwahati, starting from today. Bureaucrats and officials also of the Assam government, along with the senior citizens of the artist fraternity, were administered the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. They shared their satisfaction over the entire procedure. According to health officials, all eligible citizens can register themselves on the CoWIN portal and step in the session site to get vaccination. Over 90 lakh people are estimated to be aged 50 years and above and will receive shots during the second phase. In Mizoram too, along with the rest of the country, the inoculation of the second phase of the nationwide CoWIN 2.0 inoculation drive began today. Here's a report.
In Mizoram, the inoculation of the second phase of the nationwide CoWIN 2.0 inoculation drive began today. In this phase, people above the age of 60 and those above 45 years of age to 59 years with comorbidities will be vaccinated against COVID-19. Beneficiaries have started to register themselves on CoWIN 2.0 portal for the inoculation drive. Mizoram State Immunization Officer said that all remaining doses of the vaccine from the first phase is transferred to the second phase and has stated that the CoWIN 2.0 will be easily accessible to beneficiaries as registration on vaccination sites will be available. Beneficiaries should bring their Aadhaar card or any other ID card, and for beneficiaries with comorbidities, medical certificate is mandatory. Inoculation of the CoWIN 2.0 vaccine in Mizoram's capital is held at Civil Hospital, Aizawl and other 23 session sites. The increase in number of session sites, the successful inoculation given to frontline workers in the first phase, availability of registration on the spot, and also fear of surge in infection are all expected to result in people being more willing to take the shots now than they would before. Reporting from Aizawl, Caroline Larosangi, DD News, Mizoram.
Arunachal Pradesh also sees the start of COVID vaccination phase 2 aimed at covering senior citizens and people above 45 with comorbidities today onward. Lok Sabha MP Tapir Gaon was amongst the first to be administered the vaccination at Tomo Riba Health and Medical Science Institute, Naharlagun. Meanwhile, many senior citizens along with their families were seen at the Baking Partin General Hospital, East Siang District and at the RK Mission Hospital, Itanagar to be administered the vaccine.
अपना रूटीन जब आएंगे आप इंजेक्शन ले सकते हैं। सारा फैसिलिटीज़ अवेलेबल है, डॉक्टर्स अवेलेबल है, मेडिकल पारा मेडिकल टीम सब अवेलेबल है। तो इसलिए आपका सुविधा सब कुछ बनाया गया है, करवाया गया है।
मैंने ये कोविड का फर्स्ट डोज लिया है यहाँ ट्रिम्स में नाहरलगुन में, तो ऐसा कुछ महसूस तो नहीं हो रहा हमको। ऑलमोस्ट 1 घंटा हो गया ऑब्जर्वेशन रूम में और देखा काफ़ी पुलिस वाला और दूसरा हमारा एमपी साहब तापिर गाँव साहब भी लिया। तो ये वैक्सीनेशन से कुछ होगा नहीं, नुकसान नहीं होना है, लोग कन्फ्यूजन में भी नहीं रहना चाहिए।
We'll take a short break now. Stay with us for more news to follow.
जल्दी करो यार, प्लीज जल्दी।
दूसरा कोई मैच है क्या?
ऐसा ही कुछ है यार, बैंक जाना है दादाजी को लेके।
हाँ यार, उम्र होने पर कभी कभी मदद तो लगती है,
पर बैंकिंग में नहीं।
वैसे भी आरबीआई कहता है सीनियर सिटीजन सबसे पहले। अगर आप 70 साल से ऊपर हैं और आप बैंक नहीं जा सकते तो बैंक आएगा आपके पास जरूरी सेवाएं लेकर, वो भी वाजिब दरों पर।
सीनियर सबसे पहले। आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. Addressing a webinar on the steps taken for agriculture sector in this year's union budget today, Modi said that at present the country needs to focus most on processing in every sector of agriculture, including food, vegetable, fruit and fisheries, and at the same time it is also necessary to improve the system of processing. Modern storage facilities should also be available to the farmers near their villages. The Prime Minister stressed on the need to expand the country's agricultural sector in the global market for processed food and provide the farmers as many options in the home market as well as in the global processed foods market. Speaking on the steps taken on agriculture sector in the Union Budget 2021-22, Modi said that the government has increased the agriculture credit target to 16.50 lakh crore rupees, in which animal husbandry, dairying and fisheries sectors have been given priority.
आपके सुझावों को, आपके विचारों को इसमें समाविष्ट करने का भरसक प्रयास किया गया है। वो काम तो हो गया। अब जो आज का ये संवाद है, ये संवाद कृषि सुधारों और बजट के प्रावधानों को हम आगे बढ़ाएं, तेजी से आगे बढ़ाएं, लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी तक पहुंचे, निश्चित समय सीमा में करें और बड़ी एफिशिएंसी के साथ करें और फिर भी सबको जोड़ करके करें।
In Mizoram, Chief Minister Zoramthanga, who also holds the portfolio of the Finance Minister, presented the Mizoram Budget 2021-22 worth 10,366.32 crore at the Mizoram Legislative Budget Session today. While presenting the budget, the Chief Minister mentioned about the complicated and challenging economic fluctuation due to the pandemic. He said the constant lockdowns and restrictions have not only constrained economic activities and disrupted supply chains, but have halted normal lives in more ways than anyone can perceive. As a result, tax collection at the central government plummeted, which consequently trickled down to the state's share of taxes and resulted in much lower release than received than the preceding years. In Meghalaya, the Tura Industrial Training Centre was inaugurated by the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister. The project, amounting to 7.76 crore rupees, was funded through the Supporting Human Capital Development in Meghalaya of the Asian Development Bank. The ITI has trained more than 600 trainees since 2010. The Chief Minister said that technical and vocational skills training are an important aspect in skilling and empowering young people for the world. Encouraging the trainees present at the event, the Deputy Chief Minister said the government has decided to increase the stipend for trainees of ITIs and other institutes and urged the youths not only to concentrate on government jobs but with the right skill to focus on their own enterprises. Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogad has won the gold medal in the women's 53 kg category at the 24th Outstanding Ukrainian Wrestlers and Coaches Memorial in Kyiv, Ukraine. Vinesh Phogad defeated world number 7 Vanessa Kaladzinskaya of Belarus in the finals to win the gold medal and make a winning return to her first competitive outing since the COVID-19 induced lockdown. Meanwhile, Vinesh has already booked a place in the Tokyo Olympics for the 53 kg category. She is the only Indian woman wrestler to have qualified for the Tokyo Games. The District Administration and District Level Centre for Women MSK under Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao in collaboration with the Department of Health and Family Welfare Sakhi One Stop Centre organised a one-day awareness program on PCP-NDT Act, that is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act, and PMMVY, that is Pradhan Mantri Vandana Yojana Maternity Benefit Scheme, along with a free medical camp at Longsachung Village Community Hall, Woka District. During the program, case worker Sakhi One Stop Centre Thungbeni Kikon highlighted on PCP-NDT Act and OSC, while Emilo, Assistant District Coordinator PMMVY, enlightened about the benefits of the scheme. Dr. Thungjamo Jungyo, Medical Officer, Primary Health Centre, Neuro, sensitized the villagers about the COVID vaccination and encouraged all to avail the vaccine for a healthy life. In the COVID update from the country, with the Phase 2 vaccination drive starting from today, a total of 1,43,01,266 people have been vaccinated so far. Meanwhile, 11,288 people recovered in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of recovered cases in the country to 1,786,457. Presently, the total number of active cases stands at 1,68,627, with which the total number of positive cases in the country amounts to 1,11,12,241. However, with 106 deaths being reported in the last 24 hours, the death toll stands at 1,57,157. And in the Northeast COVID update, Arunachal Pradesh becomes the first state in the region to be COVID-free. Meanwhile, Assam reported 268 active cases, 2,14,830 discharged cases, while death toll is 1,092. 0 active cases in Arunachal Pradesh, followed by 16,780 released cases that account for 56. With 33 active cases, Manipur reports 28,867 cured cases, while tally for the dead is 373. Meghalaya has 17 active cases, followed by 13,797 released cases. The tally for the dead is 148. In Mizoram, active cases is 20, while cured case stands at 4,393. The deaths account for 10. Reporting 7 active cases, Nagaland has logged 12,102 discharged cases, while the death toll is 91. Sikkim has 46 active cases, followed by 5,964 cured cases. The death account for 135. And saddled with 339 active cases, Tripura has logged 32,987 released cases, and the tally for the death is 391. And finally, to end the news, the main points once again. COVID-19 vaccination Phase 2 aiming senior citizens and people above 45 years with comorbidities begins. Modi takes the first dose. Along with the rest of the country, Northeast sees advent of COVID-19 vaccination Phase 2. Prime Minister addresses webinar on steps taken for agriculture sector in this year's union budget, says country needs to focus on processing. In Mizoram, Chief Minister Zoramthanga presents Mizoram Budget 2021-22 worth over 10,000 crore. And in Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma inaugurates Tura Industrial Training Center. And with that, we end this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.